I'm here in San Francisco and I have got a little bit of a mission for myself today. I've got 5 hours to see as many James Bond locations as possible in this city. Now I am using this app here, which is the James Bond travel tracker app, which is not sponsored. I had to pay for it myself, but this is going to help me get around San Francisco, see as many sites as I can. And I am actually at the first site that we are talking about today, which there's construction over here, so I can't actually get to the exact spot, but literally just over here is where James Bond talks with Chuck Lee in Fisherman's Wharf, San Francisco. So we'll do a little bit of B-roll, you can see what it's like, but unfortunately I can't get any closer. But it does smell a little fishy because this is a fish market. Now, in order to get around the city, there are various different options. I've decided to do something that I've never done before. I've ordered a Waymo, which is a driverless car, and I think it should be coming around the corner right about now. Okay, it's pulled over. Need to unlock. There we go. So, we're in the car. There's no driver, which is weird as hell. We just need to hit the start ride.
Hello, from Waymo.
There we go. Now we're in a Waymo because although it's only 2 miles to our next location and we have lost a good hour Fisherman's Wharf, we're heading to the San Francisco City Hall, which we'll talk about when we get there, but was quite prominent in A View to a Kill back in 1985. So we thought we'd take a Waymo, experience a driverless car, and I've got to say, a bit of a surreal experience, but you do get used to it very quickly. So back in 1985, this was one of the sort of centerpieces of A View to a Kill. Roger Moore, or I should say James Bond, rescuing Stacey Sutton from a fire that Max Zorin had set at the San Francisco City Hall. We've made it here to this iconic location, and next, I'm not sure if we're going to head to Chinatown or Japantown, but we've got a couple more locations that are on today's menu. Now, whilst A View to a Kill is one of the, in a lot of people's eyes, one of the weaker entries in the James Bond series, and to a lot of Americans, these sites are really not that exotic, but to somebody from Europe, seeing stuff like this, coming to some of these locations, it's an absolute joy to see James Bond locations in real life. And our next location, we got to head, I think, that way. So our next location is here in Japantown, here in San Francisco, and this was the location for the scene where Bond and Paula Ivanova go to the Nippon Relaxation Spa, where they listen to the tape from the mining operation. And right in front of me is where that location was. So as we turn around, that there is the location, because you can actually see the building in the background, the establishing shot, then you've got a couple of buildings, and it was literally right here where the Nippon Relaxation Spa was. And that on most of the locations from A View to a Kill, excluding a lot of the driving locations where Bond is on the fire truck chase, which I didn't get the chance to see. But there is one more location that is so iconic, and you'll see why I've saved it till last. So our final stop today is probably the most epic scene in the whole movie. The climax of the film, the Golden Gate Bridge, is where Bond and Zorin are fighting at the top of one of these towers, and Zorin meets his watery fate. Yes, we are at the beautiful, beautiful Golden Gate Bridge, and this is just beautiful sight to see. I've driven over it a few times, and now just coming to one of the best vantage points to see this place just makes this whole day worthwhile. It's taken 4.5 hours, and we've seen what, 4 or 5 locations. I don't think we did too bad considering. There's been a lot of walking, there's been a lot of cabs, actually Waymos, and there has been a lot of waiting around. But thank you very much for watching. If you do like this short travel video of James Bond locations from here in San Francisco, based on A View to a Kill, hit that subscribe button, and thank you very much for watching. If you want to watch another video, click just over here and see what YouTube is recommending.